Hare Krishna. Those who are hearing online, is my voice clearly audible?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Oh, and yesterday also was good?
Yesterday was very nice.
Oh, so today equally good or less?
Yeah, equally good, Prabhuji.
Okay, fine. So happy. Happy to hear that. Okay, we'll begin. We'll put on some lights. हाँ थोड़ा सा और few lights and slow fans. नहीं नहीं चाहिए, बाकी किसी को नहीं चाहिए. हाँ चाहिए ना, थोड़ा चला दीजिए अभी. स्लो, हाँ हाँ ये चला दीजिए, एक ट्यूब ये भी चला दीजिए. हाँ लाइट ये बीच वाला ऑन किया था आपने. हाँ ओके ठीक है. गुड. हाँ बस ठीक है. हाँ बस ठीक है, रहने दीजिए. ओवरऑल हाँ बस ठीक है, इतना रहने दीजिए. क्यों, रहने दीजिए ना, इधर तो लोग बैठे हैं. हाँ ओके, हल्का चला दीजिए, इतना यही स्पीड पे चला दीजिए पंखा. हरे कृष्ण. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. नारायण नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो अष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमः श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी. कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः. मम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं. नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने. नमस्ते सरस्वते देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा. हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे. हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So I would like to welcome everyone. This is our day 3 of this particular unit of the 10th canto. Okay, so I would request you to please keep your notes and books or your laptops closed. Not physically, but the notes and the Bhagavatam closed. Don't open that window. We'll do a recap. So just try to recall whatever you can, whatever best you can. Try to recall. इतना बड़ा क्यों दिया? Okay, so in the very beginning of this chapter, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur invokes the blessings of his guru. What's the reason? Or minimum कर दो. एकदम minimum कर दो. Okay, so online also, I would request the devotees to raise hand if you wish to answer. Yesterday we discussed also. He invoked the blessings of his guru at the beginning of chapter 50th. Why does he do so in this particular chapter? Okay, Sachindan Bhavan Prabhu. Yeah, take the microphone. Yeah,
So from this chapter, the second part of
एकदम धीरे, minimum.
second part is the beginning Krishna Lila. So Dwarka is about to start, and
Yes.
at the particular junction or some when we are taking new task, so we should seek the blessings of Guru and Vaishnavas. So that's how he is seeking the blessings.
Okay, thank you. So now this is part 2, is beginning of Bhagavatam. So it's like a junction. So we discuss that every junction, every crossroad of life, we should invoke the blessings of our gurus, our seniors, our spiritual master, our acharyas, the Supreme Lord. Immediately we should do that. And we will feel empowered, actually. So therefore we seek the blessing and beg the blessings in the very beginning of this chapter while he comments. So this chapter began with the two daughters. Who remember the name of the two daughters of Jarasandha? Please raise your hand. Okay, Sanatan Dharma Prabhu. Yes.
Hare Krishna. Asti and Prapti.
Okay, good. Sometimes the names, there's no philosophical lesson here, but just the presence, I'm checking the alertness, how much alert you are while listening. So Asti and Prapti are the two daughters of Jarasandha, and they went and incited him that we have been, become widows, and all this is by the acts of Krishna and so on. So he became very enraged. Became very enraged. Yes, you want to say, Bhagavad Katha, do something?
Shurpanaka.
Ah.
Shurpanaka went and sent Ravana
Yeah,
by adding masalas.
yeah, पूरा
So,
मसाला के साथ स्टोरी. So yeah, पूरा छौंक डाल के. And teacher also add chonk. Right? Teacher also, they see some incident and add nice spicing. But that is for the purpose of making the subject matter interesting, right? For doing some good. That is not for ulterior purpose. But here, this was done for ulterior purpose. So he became very angry and he gathered 23 Akshahoni divisions and he then laid siege to Mathura. And Lord began, when he saw, he began contemplating. He began contemplating. Chintyam as Bhagavan Harihi. So what is the Lord? Can someone remember the term used? What is the term used? Now we all studied that how Krishna's human-like behavior, right? That is clear. How Krishna acted like a human. So Chintyam as Bhagavan Harihi. What is the term used to describe human-like behavior of the Lord?
Karana Manusha.
Okay, good. Mother Krishna Rupa Devi. You answered, then raise the hand. Okay, that's fine. Harihi Karana Manusha. And therefore, in the purport also, the disciples of Prabhupada comment on this word that Krishna was playing the part of a human being, Karana Manusha. And whatever Krishna does, he does it very perfectly well. He does it very nicely. And therefore, he began contemplating, playing the part of a human being, began contemplating. So, what was the part of Krishna's contemplation? Who will describe Krishna's contemplation? Okay. Yes, Arjuneshwar Prabhu. What was Krishna's contemplation?
So Lord Krishna was thinking that first he thought how I should protect my people here.
Okay.
Because Jarasandha is coming such a big army.
Hmm.
So how I should protect. And then later he thought I will not kill him because he will further bring more army.
Okay, so answer is almost correct. There is one more detail to it. I'd like to hear from someone online now. Yes, Mother Krishna Rupa has already answered one question. I'll ask Braj Krishna Prabhu to answer now. I want to give chance to add who was
Yeah.
speak.
So same thing Arjun was telling. So he was thinking, should I kill Jarasandh's army or kill Jarasandh also? Should I kill his army, not kill him? So Krishna was thinking these 2, 3 possibilities, and then he came come the conclusion: let me kill his army and let him bring again and again, so that my purpose of advent is fulfilled.
Okay, there were three things. There were three possibilities. Should I kill Jarasandha and take the army for myself? Or should I kill the army and leave him? Or should I kill both? There are three possibilities. Krishna, and when he decided, let me kill the army and leave him alone. Right? And the reason we all know is he is going to bring everyone else to my front door. Sabko. So Krishna contemplated. There were three things of consideration, basically. How I should act. I should act as per dash, dash, and dash. When Krishna is contemplating Harihi Karana Manusha, Chintyavasa Bhagavan, Harihi Karana Manusha, and his contemplation was as per dash, dash, dash. Raise your hand if you remember. All three. Wait. Yes, Prabhu. Sakshi Achyut Prabhu? Sakshi Achyut Prabhu. Yes, Sakshi Achyut Prabhu.
He was thinking about one thing of place,
I have to act as per the place.
and second of purpose.
Purpose of what?
He's
Purpose of my descent.
descent,
At a particular place, purpose of my descent and
current incarnation, present incarnation.
purpose of my current incarnation, the same.
Yes.
So it was time, place, instead of circumstances, it is time, place, and purpose of my descent. Remember, like we said, time, place, circumstances. But here it is time, place, and purpose of my descent. So, Desha Kalan Gunam, So Avatar Prayojanam. So, according to Desh Kala and Avatar Prayojanam, the purpose of my descent. So, Lord contemplated, I should act. And then he decided, yes, purpose of my descent is Bhudhar Haran. I have to remove all the burden and he's going to bring everyone here. So, my effort will be reduced so much. I don't have to go out searching for demonic kings. So, he will bring everyone here. Because army is a big burden of demonic people. Krishna himself is sufficient to annihilate. The army itself is a bhar. So he has come to remove the burden. According to that, anyone has to act as per a time, particular place. In general, these are more generic. This is the time of Dwapar Yuga, so much particular place, particular time. Basically, all considerations are there in terms of, say, I'm in Dwarka, so I should act in such a way that, or I should kill them in such a way that they don't harm Mathura Vasis. Mathura, don't harm Mathura Vasis. So, one consideration is given, but overall, his overall strategy is as per time, place, and the purpose of a descent. That way. Okay. And yes. Who will describe the definition of Leela? Describe the definition of Leela. I'll ask, who has answered one question, I'll ask online, one on site. Last question was answered by Arjuneshwar Prabhu or Shakshi Achyut Prabhu. So if someone can say from online. Online, there is little slow participation. Only one or two hands are raised. I'd like to encourage more devotees to give up lajja or shyness and speak out. I'm sure you all have heard attentively. So if you don't recall, never mind. You can attempt and make an attempt. So what's the question which I asked is the definition of Leela. Definition of Leela. as given in the purport. Yes, Madhav Kripa Prabhu.
Guruji, the enactment of pastimes for the pleasure of devotees. Lord's enactment of pastimes for the pleasure of devotees.
So the spiritual enactment, there is additional word, the spiritual enactment of the pastimes, or the enactment of Lord's spiritual pastimes. The enactment of spiritual pastime for the pleasure of the devotees. Yes, that's the Leela. Okay, so therefore, the Lord then um, he began. He decided that he will kill the army, and he said, "In my other avatars also, I have done the same thing, basically, to protect the devotees, to kill the demons, and to remove the burden. That is the purpose of medicine, and I have done that previously also." So in this way, when the Lord was thinking, suddenly something happened. Something extraordinary took place when the Lord was contemplating that now I will kill them. What happened suddenly? Two chariots came from Vaikuntha or Mahavaikuntha, and some description of the two chariots. What is any? Can you elaborate something about the chariot? What they were having? Okay.
Like glowing suns. It was appearing like glowing suns.
Okay, they were all for
Very-
the sun, fine, and they were.
And then it had all the equipment that was necessary for fighting. There are two of them, one for Balram, one for Krishna.
And
Drivers.
driver was.
Drivers, yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Drivers.
Sa suto sa parichado. Suto means the driver. So the chariot had a chariot driver and all the equipments needed for fighting. So not just inexhaustible queues are not mentioned, but all the equipments needed for fighting. So yeah, so these two chariots descended, and then the Lord spoke to Balaram. Can someone recall what did the Lord tell Balaram ji? What did he say to Balaram ji?
Here is your all.
Haribol. Please keep your hands raised and I'll invite you to speak. Okay, so yes, from someone from here. What the Lord told Balram ji. Yes, Bhagavad Katha Prabhu.
So, respect our respected mother. They are your Muttara are in danger. Your people are in danger. Please, they are dependent upon you.
They are dependent on you.
Please protect them. The weapons have come, or the chariots have.
Okay, one of the chariots, your chariot have also come. So now please,
Take them.
yeah, secure the welfare of the devotees. Remove the burden of the earth, like that. So he said they are your dependents. See what danger has come on your dependents, like that. And Lord showed your personal chariot and weapons are also there. Now you remove the burden of the earth and secure the welfare of devotees. So yes, Samarpan Go Prabhu. Yes. So Krishna spoke with the great respect.
Respect, oh Lord, and
Yes.
like
Yeah. Oh my dear respectful brother, oh Lord, like that. Yes. So we are very respectful way and giving all respect and wanting to give all credit to his elder brother. And Krishna does that. So then they both wore their armor and got out of the city on their chariots, accompanied by a small contingent of army, basically. And when the enemies, or when the enemy soldier, when all the soldiers of Jarasandha came forward to fight, what happened that time? There is a description. When all the enemy of Jarasandha marched forward and they started shooting the arrows in the army, what happened? What is the description there? There are two hands which are permanently raised here in Zoom. So lower down, when you raise the hand, lower it down also. Fine. And give opportunity to others to raise hands. Yes, so someone online, can someone describe what happened or what is the description of, there are two examples or analogies given as the army of Jarasandha marched forward. Even if you recall one description, please share.
Anyone?
Wait. Raise your hand. Raise your hand and then speak. Okay, so Madam Kurma Prabhu, yes.
It appeared like sun is getting covered by clouds.
Okay, sun is getting covered by cloud. One good. One more description. Yes, Sanatan Dharma Prabhu, another one.
So when Lord started shooting the arrows, these arrows.
No. The description of the other party shooting arrows. There are two examples, two analogies. When the other party shooted arrows, it looked like the sun is being covered by clouds,
Or rains.
no, not rains. Not rains. Huh?
Dust.
You got? Yes. The dust covering the dust covering the fire. The clouds covering the sun or the dust covering the fire. That is, so just like if there is some dust, the potency of fire doesn't go away, or the clouds can not really cover the sun. So therefore, this example shows the covering was just superficial. That means the Lord prowess cannot be covered. So the two examples are cloud covering the sun and dust covering the fire. Yes. Okay, but then Krishna started shooting. So what is the example given? How did it look like? Or can someone describe? Now Sanatan Dharma Pr are describing that. So we'll hear from him. Now Krishna's attack on the
The
arm.
Lord shooting his arrows, it was like a blazing fire, a circular fire like that.
Okay, yeah, it was like a firebrand. It was looking like, what are the different actions?
Yes.
Some more descriptive.
Like Lord shot different weapons. He basically, the action that I remember is he took arrows, he pulled back and then released, and they were all very very sharp arrows which struck all the chariots and everything else.
So the actions of, taking out the arrow, putting on the bow, pulling the string, shooting it, and when it's hitting, looks like all were acting simultaneously, continuously. Therefore, it like the Lard Chakram, a circle of fire. That means everything continuously arrows are hitting, continuously arrows are being shot. And Vishwanath Thakur says, it seemed like millions of actions are taking place at every moment. Can you imagine? Just try to imagine millions of action taking place at every moment. That was the speed of Krishna shooting arrows.
So here one interjection. The same thing Parshurama when he was facing that Sahasra Bahu. Same thing. He first shot with the speed of thought, and then he got tired and he started with the speed of mind.
Okay.
That was also 18 Akshayonis.
Okay. Parshuram killing Kartivirya. He was also shooting.
Kartivirya Arjuna.
And Lord Ram also killing the 14,000 soldiers at Janasthan. Ramayana also explains it was like the Lard Chakram, 360-degree. Everything continuously happening. Lord Ram shooting at Kharadushan and army. Yeah, so this is a common description. Okay. Television shows one arrow become 1,000, but actually one by one the 1,000 are being shot. Okay, Hare Krishna. Yes, so it was one by one being shot, or probably one arrow could also multiply. That can also happen, but the rate of shooting arrows was great. So I'm sure that it was greater than what Parshuram or Lord Ram did. Right? So Krishna's speed was even higher.
So not only arrows, I read shafts. Shafts were fired.
Where?
Shaft. here with Krishna, he fired shafts, it is said.
Shaft is to describe arrow only. The
Arrow itself, is it?
huh? That arrow has a tip and the shaft. So yeah.
I thought something bigger he did.
It's arrow only. Okay, so now, and the Lord was shooting these arrows from his bow, which is called Sharanga. What is the description of Sharanga? Can recall what is mentioned about Sharanga? What is mentioned about Sharanga? Yes, Anant Vijay Prabhu? Yes, Anant Vijay Prabhu.
Demigods and demons both worship.
Both worship
Yes.
equally, right? So, Sur Asur Architam. Sur Asur Architam. That means here Architam would mean they adore. They adore. Wow. Like the match, sometimes the opposite party also adore when there is a great prowess shown. So sporting spirit, basically. This adornment is in a sporting spirit of a match. Prabhupada says many times the fight would be like a competition match. There would be Krishna would fight and there would be a inimical king, and it would be like a sporting match competition, and there would be a trophy. Have you read the description? Prabhupada describes, probably it will come in the future. And Krishna book is there, and Prabhupada said the trophy would be a princess. The winning prince would get a trophy princess. Huh? No, all Prabhupada said Krishna won, the hand of all the queens, like in giving the price of chivalry. Okay? So Virya Shulka word is used, and it would be sporting match, and a trophy would be a princess. The Prabhupada gave the description. Okay, so yes, this is there. Okay, so now let's see who can describe the beauty of the river of blood. So yes, someone would like to attempt, someone online to attempt to describe the.
Yes.
No. Keep your hand raised. I want to hear from other devotees. Huh? Okay. Samarpan Go Prabhu saying there is Shri Guru Prabhu on popular demand. Okay, Shri Guru Prabhu would like to attempt to describe the beauty of the river of blood. Your friend Samarpan Go Prabhu wants to hear from your lotus mouth. Is he there? He's there. Okay. Haribol. So just speak loudly close to microphone. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself and then speak. अरे नहीं आप अनम्यूट कीजिए, म्यूटेड है पहले. हरिबोल. अरे बोल रहे हैं लेकिन म्यूटेड है. क्या बोल रहे हैं? म्यूट नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ, ऐसे बोल रहे हैं. अनम्यूट नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ उनको. अच्छा, हाँ हो क्या अनम्यूट? You have to click unmute कहीं से. ओके ठीक है. अच्छा इधर ही है, पास में ही है. ओके फाइन. हम आपको नहीं सुन पा रहे हैं फॉर वट एवर रीजन. आपका अनम्यूट नहीं हो रहा है. ओके, someone else who would like to attempt description of whatever you can recall. Yes, okay, Mother Krishna Rita, you can speak.
Prabhuji, I could remember that islands in the rivers of blood were resembling like bodies of elephant.
Okay, the bodies of elephant resemble.
Sorry, yeah.
Okay, fine. Any other description?
And the horses' mouths were like crocodiles.
The horse is red. Horses themselves are looking like crocodiles. Fine.
Fishes like somewhere like ornaments or weapons, and that whirlpool was like a chariot wheel.
Wheels. And what else was like a whirlpool?
The chariot wheel was like a whirlpool.
Shield also. Shield. The shield and chariot wheels were like whirlpool. Whirlpool. Fine. Good.
Yeah. Prabhuji, snakes also. Snakes I remember snakes, but I don't remember that what it resembled like.
Snakes. Okay. Okay. The hands were like the snakes. Hand were like the snakes. And okay.
Prabhu, here one interjection. The snakes are called bhuja, and the kara is, I think, is called snakes were called bhuja, and kara was what was that, fish. Kara is a hand again.
Okay, okay, yeah. So the arms were like, the hands means sometimes you put the arm as hands, but this is the whole arm was like a snake, right? Whole arm was like a snake. Okay, hand, broken limbs, yeah, fish. Hand were like fish. Even the broken thighs are described as fish.
Thighs is fish also, yes.
Described as fish. Here were like seaweeds, water weeds. Cut head were all like turtles. Cut head were like turtles. Turtles also described the island somewhere, but okay. It's fine in this, in the sense. Yeah. Okay. What were the ornaments ornaments were like
pebbles, rocks and sand.
And yeah, various pebbles and stones and gravel in the river that were like ornaments. Fine. So I think more or less we have covered. So this is the description of the beauty of the river of blood on the battlefield. Okay. And we discussed that how is it beautiful? Because Krishna is present. Right? Krishna's present make everything beautiful, actually. Fine. Now, the Lord who destroys the three worlds, what amazing. Is it amazing for him to destroy Jarasandha? Not at all. But still it is amazing. Human-like, when he performs human-like activities, at that time all the sages glorify. All the sages glorify. So therefore, Krishna's human-like pastimes are very amazing. And yeah, actually, even if you know the greatness of Krishna, still the devotees relish the pastime of the Lord. Okay? Because in this world also, even if you know dramas and all that, still so many people relish. Therefore, the devotees can relish the pastime of Krishna, knowing the greatness of Krishna also. Okay? Because it's a human-like pastime, they performed in such a way that they can absorb our consciousness. They can absorb our consciousness. Just like example is when Sukadeva Goswami says, Putra is entering Vrindavan. Sukadeva Goswami describes that Parikshit became very concerned about the safety of Krishna. Now he's already heard the story also that Krishna killed Putra and everything. He knows. But knowledge is not significant over here. Okay? When the particular mellow description is going on, one can enter the present. Krishna's pastimes are taking place at present. Okay? So therefore, even the knowledge of future, probably, like Yogamaya also, not just Krishna, Yogamaya also help devotees also, okay, to assist and release the pastime. Yogamaya may cover the knowledge. Many devotees have experience like that. Yogamaya cover the knowledge and they enter the pastime of Krishna at having in present and became very concerned about Krishna's safety, like Parikshit. Okay? So how absorbing that must be. So in this way, basically the whole point here is that Krishna's pastimes have the capacity to absorb our consciousness, and because especially all the avatars perform such pastime which can absorb our consciousness, but Krishna's pastime has a special feature. There is so no other avatara has absorbed the consciousness of the devotees like Krishna's pastimes. And so Krishna's pastimes uh, are most attractive, so that our consciousness is attracted to the pastimes of the Lord and can absorb our consciousness. So that special magnetism is there in Krishna's pastimes. So we all can experience that. Yes.
First things, like Lord Sri Krishna has 64 qualities and Lord Vishnu has 60 qualities. So he mentioned that these activities of fighting also is very much attractive. So other Vishnu's incarnations, just I'm inquiring, like they also have desire. We also want to perform in a more spectacular way, or like Krishna. So they can also perform now, because I'm asking this thing.
You think the Lord Vishnu also has desire to,
or they enjoy, because they are non-different, they enjoy the same rasa in Krishna, or
well, yeah, in one sense, they are not different in that way. You can say that God is one, he's enjoying as Krishna, he displays maximum enjoyment. And in other Vishnu forms, of course, Lord Vishnu also has a sporting spirit, therefore Jai Vijay comes to give him pleasure. So the nature of the Lord is there. But he performs different pastimes to reciprocate with different kind of devotees in different forms. So everyone doesn't feel attraction towards Krishna. There are others who are more attracted toward Vishnu, Lord Ram, Varaha, Matsya, and so on. So therefore the Lord, Yad yad dhiyat aurugaya vibhavayanti tattad vapu pranayase sadanugrahaya. So you see the oneness, and to reciprocate with different devotees, the Lord expands in so many avatars and satisfy all kind of devotees.
I mean to say they perform pastime according to the desire of the devotees, correct? No? Desire of devotees.
For the giving pleasure to the devotees.
Yes.
Yeah. Sab avatar bhakta sukha dite. That is, all your avatars are to, mainly the main reason is bhakta sukha dite. जगतेरा हित राशि जगतेरा अहित को नाश करके हित करते हैं ऐसा ये अगला लाइन है बट
like in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Lakshmi wants to go to Krishna and want to participate in rasa dance. In
rasa dance.
In similar way, sometimes devotees.
Krishna's pastime are attractive. Now, although all the forms of Krishna are one in that sense, but even the Amshis of Krishna are attracted toward Krishna's pastime. Mahavishnu also got attracted. So Krishna's pastime are all attractive not just for humans, but also for all his expansions. So therefore Lakshmi, the Devatas, all living entities. Yeah? Mahavishnu, that's what I'm saying, Mahavishnu also. So all the avatars, they are attracted toward Krishna's pastimes. Therefore, we're saying that greatest magnetism, so Krishna carries the greatest magnetism to attract and absorb the consciousness of not just all living entities, all the souls, but even his energies and expansions. So there's something very amazing about Krishna's attractive feature. Yes, Mother Prabhu.
Whether all avatars are enjoying or not.
All avatars are enjoying Krishna's pastimes.
Krishna's specific pastimes is questions, I think. Whether like Vishnu, Mahavishnu, Ram are also experiencing the same pastime or not, right?
Okay. Are they also, do they desire to perform pastime like Krishna?
They are attracted.
They're attracted. They're attracted. तो इसी को मैं यहाँ पे वननेस की तरह बोल रहा हूँ. देखो, the all avatars they are one also. There is oneness also. But for the sake of some rasa, there is a difference also. There is sake of difference also. So uh, when Krishna perform pastimes, Mahadev can say, I performed pastime and enjoy it as Krishna. And there is nothing wrong in that. So their desire means they are one. They are the oneness sister. So there is no as such a different aspiration I see. You see someone else going through an aspiration. But yes, and Amshi, they have a bhakta bhav. They have a bhav of devotion to Krishna. That is there. Right? But there is also a bhav of oneness. Therefore, they also feel the sense of accomplishment in that way. So there is, I have not read or think that seeing Krishna performing this pastime, I also can perform the pastime. However, they can say, as Krishna, I played with the cowherd boys, I relished that rasa. That is automatically there. So here the oneness is to be considered of all the avatars.
Lord Ram carved the Krishna's pastimes on Gopinath deity.
Should Prabhu saying something? Yes. Lord Ram
showed the pastimes. In future, I am going to perform these pastimes.
I will come as Krishna in the future. Right? And that's all the avatars will refer. Right? I will come as Krishna. So therefore, there is only do not separate here. Here the oneness is being emphasized. Here the oneness is
only
on Kirchor
at
Gopinath deities he has carved.
Just like he says, you put on Gopinath Chandan, I will be cool. So we are not different. So automatically they get the enjoyment of Krishna's pastime, all avatars. But
Lord Ram carved the pastimes of Krishna and the Gopinath deity beside Krishna's pastimes.
Okay, so what is the point you are making? Lord Ram carved the deity of Krishna.
And pastimes also, what is going to do in the Krishna?
Gopinath, there are different pastimes carved. Okay, then.
So he's telling that in future I am going to appear like this.
So I am going to appear. So that's what I'm saying. Oneness is being emphasized here. I will only come as Krishna. So all avatars will identify. There is no that time. The difference is not emphasized over there. Just to be seen as one.
Only one time, two avatars came together, Parshuram and Ram.
You have to
that
the class of raising the hand and speaking. I'm sorry to. So please raise your hand and then I'll invite you to speak. Okay, first Balabhadra wants to speak.
I did not finish actually. I am raising the hand.
Okay. Sorry. I thought you completed. So
because there's one statement,
yes,
that when Lord Krishna comes, all avatars come.
All avatars come with him.
In the form of the Krishna. So they are also enjoying. And one more point comes automatically.
Yes,
Chaitanya Charitamrita, one more point comes that even though Balaram, Mahavishnu, they are Krishna's avatar, but still they are different. Because all are surrendered Krishna. Anere ki gata swayam Baladeva. Chaitanya Das Mui, everybody is a Das. So they are different also.
There is a oneness of all avatars, but there is a difference also. It's a Chinta Bheda Bheda at another level. Actually, Chinta Bheda Bheda applies at many levels. So Chinta Bheda Bheda applies with all avatars of Krishna and with Krishna. They are one and there is a difference also. Right? So they all have a feeling of bhakti also toward Krishna. So bhakta bhav sab mein hai. जैसे सरवण बोला ना भक्त भाव. हाँ. So Krishna.
When we talk about absolutely having no there's nothing like he is already fulfilled. Aptukama. So when Krishna has more qualities in a definition of absolute truth, Krishna has more qualities. So what qualities other avatars desire? So how they will fulfill? They will fulfill through Krishna only, na? That's what my question is.
वही है वो oneness की बात कर रहे हैं हम लोग. They all have the Krishna manifest in his Krishna manifests those qualities fully, and then Krishna manifests his qualities partially through different avatars. So full oneness तो है ही है, oneness तो कमी नहीं है ना. अभी देखो मेरे पास मिलियन है, पर मैं कुछ हजार ही स्पेंड करता हूँ, तो मैं तो मिलियनियर तो रहा ही ना. So Krishna only manifests limited qualities, so that he is complete. He can manifest 64, he can manifest 60, he can manifest less. So अलग अलग अवतार के द्वारा अलग अलग क्वालिटी मैनिफेस्ट करते हैं. So
I'm asking, they have also independent desire, ना? जैसे I'm asking also.
वही देखो, वही बता रहा हूँ मैं, चिंता भेद है, कहाँ पे कौन सा अप्लाई होगा वो देखना पड़ेगा. अब उनको पूरा सेपरेट मत करो. Not in the oneness. Krishna manifests 60 qualities through Narayan. He manifests 55 through Lord Shiva. Right? He explains the Brahma also sometime. Brahma is sometime avatar of the expression of Krishna. Then he will manifest only 50. Like that. So see the oneness here. So there is a oneness and there is a difference. Where is what to be applied, that is to be seen. Okay? They also, within Krishna, when they come, automatically they are enjoying all the pastimes that way. That way can be seen. Automatically they are also enjoying the pastime. So Varahadev says tomorrow to some devotee, I sported in the Vraja, around the Vraja. He can very well claim that. Like Krishna says, when I came as Nrsimha, I killed the demon. When I came as Ram, so like that, Krishna say. And then similarly, Varahadev can also say, I came as Krishna and sported in the Vraja. So there is a oneness over there. Fine? Okay, first Balbhadra Kripa Prabhu had raised the hand.
Same, I have no question about the current discussion. Then we can go to other topics.
एक सेम टॉपिक है, अलग टॉपिक है. ऑन द सेम टॉपिक, इसका भी सेम ही टॉपिक है. और कुछ ऑनलाइन क्वेश्चन भी सेम टॉपिक में है. और आज का टॉपिक शुरू नहीं हुआ है. हाँ, चलिए बलभद्र के बाद प्रश्न.
मुझे like in Srimad Mahabharata Yuddha, the sloka spoken by I think Vidurji or Uddhavji. तथा वो चांदी लोक वीरा कृष्ण खंड नेत्र विभंति वार्तास्ते पुत्र पद्म पुरुष. So many people, many warriors from the Mahabharata, they went to back to body.
So all the people who were purified by Arjuna and saw, they went back to Godhead, right?
So in this case also, all the Parshas, warrior of the Jarasindha, also they got delivered by the Lord himself, Krishna and Balaram.
अच्छा, okay.
About war only.
war. अच्छा, got it. एक मिनट, थोड़ा आपके क्वेश्चन को होल्ड पे करेंगे. We are discussing of oneness of Krishna and avatars. उसके रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन है. सॉरी, क्वेश्चन भी रिलेटेड है, बट हम आपके क्वेश्चन पे आते हैं. oneness of Krishna and difference from avatars हम डिस्कस कर रहे हैं कि what is the oneness, what is the difference. इसको कंप्लीट कर लेते हैं. इसके रिलेटेड में एक राधा कुंज बिहारी प्रभु का हाथ खड़ा है. समर्पण को प्रभु बोलेंगे, फिर राधा कुंज बिहारी प्रभु, फिर हम लोग आपके क्वेश्चन पे आएंगे.
Thank you very much, and I thank Arjun Ishwar Prabhu for bringing out
this question. Nice question.
Actually, postponed inquiry and the discussion which happened. What I remember is Chaitanya Charitamrita 6th chapter, where it is told which Madhav Seva Prabhu equals.
Yes.
The point, what he says there, I myself, Bhagavad Gita Prabhu and Shuddha Chitta Prabhu, were reading together on Acharya's appearance day. So it was so shocking what was written there. It's that all other avatars are in the mode of service. And they accept the godhood from their, don't accept them as God. Externally, it means this word is not used, but their relish within is service to Krishna. So they are relishing service to Krishna. That was revealed in the Chaitanya Charitamrita by Kaviraj Goswami. So their relish is service to Krishna. Externally, they may be taking roles of God and accepting the godhood, worship, etc. However, Ekala Ishvara Krishna Arasabha Bhrutte. So this thought came to my mind, Bhuji, because we were thinking about their relish and their desire, because desire comes because of what you relish. So here Kaviraj Goswami is saying, so I thought of this.
There is a greater relishment, there is a greater entitlement. They relish more, identify themselves as the servants of Krishna or as devotees of Krishna. He said, सही अभिमान सुखे अपना पसरे कृष्ण दास हो जीवे उपदेश करे. Advaitacharya is Mahavishnu. He forgets his Mahavishnu and becomes absorbed that I am servant of Krishna. सही अभिमान, भक्त भाव के अभिमान में सुखे आपना पसर, he forgets all the powers. So therefore, actually, the greatness and the power that comes, that is the obstacle to relish rasa for the avatars, right, to display greatness. So they want to forget their powers and only identify I am a servant of Krishna. And then they are entitled to greater rasa. Entitled to greater rasa. So only a devotee can relish the greater rasa basically. So therefore, Krishna is Rasaraj and devotees are entitled to that rasa. Therefore, Krishna also wants to relish the same rasa and therefore he comes as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Basically, all the avatars in the same 6th chapter Adi Leela said all the avatars are entitled the bhakti rasa. ये कृष्णा की एक विशेष, but at other times all the avatars identify themselves as Krishna also. At other times they identify themselves as servants of Krishna. Like that. So ये दोनों एक साथ में है. Okay, yes, Radha Kunj Bihari Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. At one time, Parshuram and Ram come together, and in that scene, Parshuram appears to be appreciating Ram, and there is no sense of, I guess, in a way, competition or something. I want to become Ram or something. It's just appreciating where he is, knowing that he's coming from the same Ram. He's one of the avatars, but he's just appreciating, and that's where it ends. And then there was a discussion in the past about whether Hanuman will ever feel that he wants to be a Saki. No, he's okay in his place. He's happy and a Dasya Bhava. And he appreciates the Sakis. Oh, they are greater than me. That's it. But there's nothing like, I want to be them or something like that. Is that understanding right here? And the same applies here also. Another gross example I wanted to take, like say Amitabh in Diwar saying, I want to be Amitabh of Sholay. I mean, that sort of, because they are the same person. Now, does this apply? I'm sure it's a very gross example. But why would one want to be the other when it is the same? Actually, that also comes to mind.
Okay, so basically each devotee is fully satisfied in one's own rasa. That's the bottom line. Each devotee, in whatever rasa they are situated, they are satisfied with their rasa, and there is no undue competition as such, there is no envy. But a devotee of higher rasa may sometimes attract a devotee of, which is higher means transcendently higher. They all are equal. Still, there are transcendental gradations. There is nothing inferior, but still there is transcendental superiority of some rasas. So there is an understanding. Sometimes a devotee of higher rasa, a devotee who is in a transcendently inferior rasa may become attracted to a devotee who is transcendently in a superior rasa. That may happen. Or they may remain satisfied at their own level, and that is, each rasa is therefore perfect and complete. So each rasa is perfect and complete, still there are transcendental gradations. So that is something to be understood, which is difficult in this world of relativity. Because as soon as you hear something higher, there has to be something lower. But still everything is perfect and complete. Okay, fine. Hare Krishna. Okay, yes, sorry, बलभद्र के बाबू. हाँ, अभी आपके क्वेश्चन पे आएंगे. हरे कृष्ण पदार बंधन. How does verse begins?
तत्रेव
चान्य नरलोक वीरा. Yes.
There, Acharya says that the person who are facing Arjuna and Krishna, and their sin are delivered by the arrows of the Arjuna. So they only deliver from the Mahabharata war. But in this war, most of the warriors they are killed by Krishna Balaram both.
Yes.
So they also have the higher destination.
Yes. Sure. Because anyone killed by the Lord will at least be liberated. For sure.
Yes, thank you.
Hare Krishna. Okay, so just we were at, we were talking of the Leela of the Lord, right? Yeah. But we were when he completed the description of everything done by the Lord is very beautiful. Finally, human-like pastime of Krishna attracts the attention of, or they absorb the consciousness of, that was the main point. The human-like pastime of Krishna has the capacity to absorb our consciousness to a greatest extent, basically. Okay, so then, so then Jarasandha was released, although Lord Balaram bound him, but Krishna said release him, and he wanted to undergo penances, but his friends encouraged him. What did they say? The motivational speech of the friends of Jarasandha. Right? Okay. Yes, fine. Kadam Karan Prabhu? Kadam Karan Prabhu.
It was just a bad luck. This was just a bad karma, past bad karma. You can again participate in.
One more statement. Yes, Manasulu. You cannot be defeated.
It cannot be defeated by such inferior people.
Okay. So
Superior.
okay, fine, fine. So they compare, there is a comparison given. Lion-like, if the lion-like Jarasandha is defeated by a black bear, Krishna, they say, doesn't reduce the glory of the lion. वो एक bad luck chance है. I will still consider him to be greater, and he believes. That is the, that's how you can. Free speech is visible. एक बार डिफीट हो गया, माइनस हो गया, थोड़ी देर देखो 17 बार 18 बार मैं जीत गया. 18 time I won. Right? He says, look at me. Yeah, so Jarasandha gives his own example of positive attitude 17 times. Okay. So this takes place, and okay, after killing, the Krishna was welcomed, and the whole description of welcoming is there. And we also described that the process of Vedic welcome is not at all dry. Prabhupada said, not at all dry. So a sign of great love, very beautiful welcome, and Krishna presented to Ugrasen beauty, huge beauty from the battlefield, all the ornaments of the warriors, the ornaments of the chariots and the elephants and the horses, all decorated. Okay. So then this took place, and while this was happening, the Jarasandha was preparing to lay siege. Again, 18th time, at the time, Kal also laid the siege. He also attacked with 30 million barbarian soldiers. At the time when Krishna discussed with Balramji and then decided to create Dwarka, and he transferred everyone overnight to Dwarka, and then they walked out of the capital too. Krishna walked actually without any weapons. Just wearing a garland, he comes out to challenge Kal. So up to there we studied. Okay. Yes.
Yonas were existing before also. Like their name is just changing now. They are like 30 million
Yavana soldiers.
more,
Barbarians.
same. Which like they are living out of like Bharatvarsha, which are out of the Varnashram system.
Out of Varnashram.
If anybody has any knowledge, they can share also.
This was the first invasion from Greece. It was the first Islamic invasion. So Kalivan is referred to come from Greece.
Ocha.
Like that.
So
everybody was under the kings of India only, like Bharatvarsha. They were superiority of the Bhagavath Maharaj only.
Some is supposed to come there, but still some people have been out of their movement. And they couldn't have like other anyways, family
But the Greece name is coming now, but that region, that name is existing.
Yeah, there are barbarians, they are existing all times, basically, all the kind of living entities.
More interesting is Kamsa is right next to you. और चलो यावन तो बहुत ऊंचा है. Kamsa went and defeated everyone. That's the time when he went to Jarasandha. So the first person he faced was Jarasandha, and Jarasandha sent the elephant, Kuvalya Pr. When Jarasandha saw how mercilessly he defeated, that's the time he gave his daughter Asti and Prapti in marriage.
Yeah.
And then they had a negotiation. He went everywhere. Matlab, he went to Bihar also. I was just wondering, when you read about this in Ganga Samhita, what happened? He didn't had any interaction with Dhritarashtra, Bhishma Pitamaha, who's supposed to be the most powerful. There is no reference comes ever going or having anything with Bhishma Pitama, Dronacharya. Dronacharya came very later on, but Kauravas are just not mentioned about it. And he went and defeated everyone. Banasur, whoever we know of, he had made sandhi with them. Everyone in the whole world. Kalevan also. Kamsa and Kalevan also had an agreement. He had even went and defeated him also. And all the demons that we know which came in Brajalila, they were the pets of these, different demons. Demonic rulers.
But not the Kauravas.
That's the missing thing, which is a question for me also. You're right. Among Kauravas, you're the best Bhishma Pitama. The best of all. And if Kauravas are surviving the rule is because of Bhishma Pitama's presence. And he went and challenged everyone, but not Bhishma Pitama. That, not sure why it's not mentioned.
Yes, Bhagavad Gita, Prabhu.
Like when in South India there was one Muslim, the daughter of a king. She wanted to. She was in love with the Lord. So he arranged marriage of that queen. That time she was counting the Gotra. Then he told this is coming from Kalyavan, like lineage of this Kalyavan.
Achha.
Gotra is like counted Garba Gotra.
Achha.
So he's counted and Gotra of that wife is like.
Oh, there is one Muslim lady became attracted towards
Lord.
And so she was in Kalevan.
Raman sir, I think he was like married.
Oh, Rashima. What do you mean?
I
No,
I don't know details, but this
okay.
was I remember.
Okay. Huh. Oh, the first Islamic invasion is first one. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Chanakya time also it is mentioned. The number is always higher. And they also decided that we should not fight with them. We should befool them because they have less intelligence.
Okay. ठीक है. Okay, fine. So we'll now come to start the next chapter, chapter 51. The deliverance of Muchukunda. Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you actually for teaching me actually how I should hear the classes properly in a very sweet way and very interactive and very humble way. You are teaching all of us actually how I should be hearing the classes. So can I go and get my laptop, Prabhu? At least next 3 classes I will hear properly.
You want to get a laptop?
Yeah, can I go and get?
Achha, for whom the class you need laptop?
Means if I will take notes or something, I will be attentive. Otherwise, I will feel sleepy like yesterday. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for this.
Thank you for this. Hare Krishna. Okay, so we are going to start chapter 51, the deliverance of Muchukunda. Okay, there are 6 verses describing how Kalevan of Krishna is coming out from Mathura to fight with Kalevan without any weapons. And let's see Krishna as seen by Kalevan. Yes, Prabhu. I have not been to Muchukunda Gufa, but yeah, there could be.
This happened on Mathura when
He ran for long distance, prolonged, and then
somewhere on the mountain.
yeah, somewhere mountain. So yeah, could be above the Vyas Gufa is being marked. Yeah, good. Okay, yes, Prabhu, please begin to read the translation of 1 to 6.
Sukdev Goswami said, Kalyavana saw the Lord come out from Mathura like the rising moon. The Lord was most beautiful to behold, with his dark blue complexion and yellow silk garment. Upon his chest he wore the mark of Shivatsa, and the Kaustuba gem adorned his neck. His four arms were sturdy and long. He displayed his ever joyful lotus-like face, with eyes pink like lotuses, beautiful effulgent cheeks, a pristine smile, and glittering sharp-shaped earrings. The barbarian thought, this person must indeed be Vasudeva, since he possesses the characteristics Narada mentioned. He is marked with Srivatsa, he has four arms, his eyes are like lotuses, he wears a garland of forest flowers, and he is extremely handsome. He cannot be anyone else, since he goes on foot and unarmed. I will fight him without weapons. Resolving thus, he ran after the Lord, who turned his back and ran away. Kalavana hoped to catch Lord Krishna, though great mystic yogis cannot attain him.
Okay, so this is a very beautiful verse. See, if you notice one thing, Sukadeva Goswami describes the beauty of the Lord twice. First he says how the Lord was beautiful. And then how even saw, the Lord is so beautiful. He has lotus eyes, he has sharp shaped earrings, he has this garland. And already described, first he describes the Lord is ornamented like this, the beauty of Lord he described. When Kalavan is contemplating the Lord beauty, again the repetition is made. Within immediately. That means what? Bhagavatam, there is a lot of repetition when it comes to describing the beauty, describing the bhakti of the devotees. वहां पे थोड़ा सा अच्छा elaboration करते हैं सुखदेव गोस्वामी. He could have just said that he saw the beauty of the Lord. जहां पे भी आप देखेंगे भगवान अपीयर होते हैं वहां पे elaborate description of his beauty is given so many times. और कोई इधर उधर का जगह होगा, कोई प्लेस होगा, उसको एकदम छोटा सा डिस्क्राइब करके निकल जाएंगे. सर्टेन डिस्क्रिप्शन आर वेरी वेरी स्मॉल. लाइक भीष्म स्पोक ऑन 10, 12, 15 धर्मा सब एक ही श्लोक में डाल के खत्म कर दिया उसको, राइट? जो कि विच इज लाइक वन फुल बुक ऑफ महाभारत what would be this thick description, एक श्लोक में भागवतम में करके उसका दान धर्म, क्षत्रिय धर्म, पॉलिटिकल धर्म, सोशल धर्म, और सब 8-10 नाम लेकर के वो ये सब बोल दिया विश्व में, बस काम खत्म. कुछ आगे डिस्क्राइब ही नहीं किया, कुछ इलैबोरेट नहीं किया. बेसिकली वन फुल बुक मे बी समराइज लाइक दिस एंड देयर कुड बी one full chapter in Bhagavatam means a lot. The devotees are offering prayer, ब्रह्मा जी का प्रेयर पूरा चैप्टर, कुंती देवी का प्रेयर पूरा चैप्टर. जब प्रेयर आ जाता है तो उसको इलेबोरेट कर देते हैं. भगवान का सुंदर विग्रह आता है उसको इलेबोरेट कर देते हैं. एम्फेसिस कहाँ पे है? We show the emphasis. We show the emphasis. So therefore Bhagavatam is, what is Bhagavatam emphasizing? We should clearly see. वहां पे देखो 2 बार तुरंत एक के बाद एक डिस्क्रिप्शन दे दिया, भगवान के सुंदर रूप को दोबारा 2 बार वर्णन कर दिया, with no gap. So this is the emphasis of Bhagavatam, and this is what we should try to absorb our mind in, and not feel that it is redundant. Right? So this is not redundant. This is so that we can contemplate on the beauty of the Lord. और n number of times description है भगवान का beauty का, and it seems like it's the same, but if we go a little deeply and try to appreciate, you will see there is every time it is different. Every time this is unique, the description is unique. Just like no two darshan of Radha Vrindavan Chandra, since they have been installed are the same. वो बाहर का आदमी आएगा वो सोचेगा वही है ना? लेकिन पुजारी जानता है कि कोई भी दो दर्शन सेम नहीं है, बाहर के आदमी को सेम लगेगा. तो एज लॉन्ग एज वे आउटसाइड ऑफ भागवतम हमको सब सेम लगेगा. When we come close, right, then you see, no, there's unique. Each description is unique and describing is very clever. ऐसा है. Read further. Okay, wait a minute. Yeah, there are two more points over here. So this is the first of all, there is a repetition in description, which is the emphasis of Bhagavatam to describe the beauty of Bhagavan, mercy of Bhagavan, devotion of the devotees. That itself is, or I sometimes I would like to say that from the storyline, Bhagavatam keeps taking detours from the storyline. But the detour of the Bhagavatam is the main tour. क्योंकि मेन भागवतों को वर्णन ही नहीं करना है भगवान का कृपा, उनका रूप का, उनका सौंदर्य का, भक्तों की भक्ति का, उनके भाव का. तो व्हाट सीम्स टू बी detour of भागवतम इज एक्चुअली द मेन टूर ऑफ भागवतम. ये एक महत्वपूर्ण बात है. Okay, so now Vishwanath Thakur gives very beautiful lesson here, the description of the beauty. He said the Lord is extremely beautiful. सुखदेव गोस्वामी 2 बार वर्णन कर रहे हैं भगवान कितना सुंदर है, फिर भी काल उनको पकड़ के मारना चाहता है. बताइए, इतने सुंदर है, उसका कोई आकर्षण नहीं है भगवान के प्रति. So therefore he is saying, Vishwanath Thakur gives the lesson that those who are qualified by devotion can appreciate the beauty. The demons, however, because of their inimical attitude, cannot taste the beauty. Even if the Lord appears before their eyes. वो ये कितना सुंदर है, कितना सुंदर है, 2 बार डिस्क्रिप्शन दे दिया, भगवान इतने सुंदर है, फिर भी they are not able to appreciate the beauty. Right? This is because of their own inimical attitude. So this is the fault of their own. Lord is extremely beautiful, just like it said, Krishna is extremely sweet, but Bakasura finds him to be fiery. वो तो पूरा इतना मधुर है. He said it is the fault of his own throat. It's not Krishna's fault. Because of his own fault of his own throat means his own inimical attitude. Similarly, when we see fault in devotees, we should remind our mind that it is the fault of my vision. So that is important over here to understand. हाँ, ये चतुर्भुज रूप देख रहे हैं. हाँ, यहाँ पे he is saying Krishna in 400 form. वासुदेव 400 form. यहाँ पे 400 form है भगवान का. So which is also extremely beautiful. Okay, आगे बढ़िए.
Appearing virtually.
Okay, अनंत विजय प्रभु, yes. विश्वनाथ जी पॉइंट आउट करने के भगवान बहुत सुंदर है, लेकिन काल और उनकी सुंदरता को अप्रिशिएट नहीं कर पा रहा है. वो तो उनको मारने के लिए जोर डाल रहा है. क्यों अप्रिशिएट नहीं कर पा रहा है? क्योंकि उसकी आंखों का दोष है. समझ गए ना? उसके आंखों का दोष है. कहने का मतलब उसको इनिकल एटीट्यूड. Because of his inimical attitude, he is not able to appreciate. The Lord is so beautiful, but he is not able to appreciate. उसकी आंखों का दोष है. ऐसे ही वो भगवान को बहुत तीक्ष्ण मान रहा है बकासुर, उसके थ्रोट का दोष है. भगवान बहुत मधुर है. तो इस थ्रोट का दोष का अर्थ है बिकॉज ऑफ देयर ओन inimical attitude. It is described like that for our understanding. Okay.
Appearing virtually within reach of Kal Yavana's hands at every moment. Lord Hari led the king of the Yavanas far away to a mountain cave.
Okay, so now, yeah. Kal Yavan is running and see Krishna, how expert Krishna is. ऐसा लग रहा है कि अभी अभी पकड़ लूंगा, मतलब बहुत ही पास में है, भगवान बहुत दूर नहीं है, एकदम बस 1-2 फुट, आधा फुट, 1 फुट दूरी पे है, मतलब एक छलांग मार कर पकड़ लूंगा, लेकिन पकड़ में आ ही नहीं रहे। और सुखदेव स्वामी कहते हैं, अरे बड़े बड़े योगी नहीं पकड़ पा रहे, तो आप क्या पकड़ेंगे भगवान को? तो और आचार्य और भी दृष्टांत देते हैं कि मदर यशोदा, शी हर बॉडी इज वेरी हैवी, described here. She's mother, and many of the time, mothers they have their body is heavy. It's not light, athletic body. In general, traditionally women don't have athletic bodies. So it's a heavy body. So she has a heavy body, while Kali is very athletic. So here is a great, Olympic, sprinter, Kali. He is not able to catch Krishna. But Mother Yashoda, who is having a very heavy body of a mother, she is able to catch Krishna. Because उसके जो है, because he is heavy with sins. He is heavy with sins, Kali even. Therefore, he cannot catch Krishna. But Mother Yashoda, because she is totally sinless and filled with devotion, she could catch Krishna, while Kali even could not. ये भी एक सुंदर दृष्टांत है. So while the Lord is running, the Lord wants him to have a feeling कि अभी पकड़ लूंगा, तो just एक हाथ दूर ही है. So and while running, it's mentioned this Yavana is casting insult from behind, saying you took birth in a Yadu dynasty, now you're running away. So like that. So, but he's not able to catch. Again, Sukadeva Goswami mentioned, Nanam prap ahat ashubha. Ahat ashubha means उसके अशुभ, उसके संग खत्म नहीं हुए हैं. टेक्स्ट 8 इति शिपन अनुगतो नैनम प्राप अहत अशुभा. That's what is described, no? Because of his sins, he is not able to catch Krishna. Though it seems when he is hurling insults, but the Lord is still running. He is not bothering. Lord has his own purpose in mind. So therefore, while running, the Lord goes and enters a mountain cave. It's quite, Lord takes him very far. And it's mentioned that the Lord exhibited his opulence of renunciation. He didn't bother. That's also renunciation. So, itna, पीछे तो insult, hurling the insults. What kind of Kshatriya you are? You're like a eunuch running. He makes so many insults to the Lord. The Lord is detached, exhibiting opulence of renunciation. He's running, entered a mountain cave, and suddenly, as he ran in the mountain cave, it was a long distance, and then saw there was someone lying down. So, because probably he was so exhausted, he didn't carefully notice. He was running behind somebody. Krishna was wearing pitambar, different clothes, and lying there with a person was very long. Muchukunda was double the height and wearing different clothes. But still, this barbarian, was because of his, he was so bewildered, so exhausted, he thought Krishna is lying here, which is quite distinct, it's not Krishna. But when he thought, oh, now he's lying like some saint over here after running such a long distance. Therefore, he, with all the strength, Sukadeva Goswami says, this deluded fool kicked this person. And this person has been sleeping for a long time and finally got up and started looking here and there. And when he looked at Kalyavan, immediately the fire, this person burned into fire. And where did the fire arose from? Not exactly from his eyes. Yes, from his eyes only a spark came, but fire mainly arose from his own body, Kalyavan's own body. So it's mentioned that this fire arose from Kalyavan's own body. Therefore, his own sins, his own envy actually burned him. Just like Sagar Maharaj's sons, they were burnt, the fire came from their own body. Similarly, it's mentioned the fire of his own body burnt, but it was ignited by the glance of Muchukunda. Yeah. Okay, so now there is something very interesting. I'll cover this one problem and then we'll take a break. It is said that
The ancient sage predicted that you will have darshan of Krishna. Garga Rishi, Garga Muni predicted you will have darshan of Krishna. And he also predicted to him that he will remain asleep without waking when Krishna appeared, because the rest Krishna will be appearing after many Divya Yugas. So he will long gap. So therefore, Muchukunda, it said that Muchukunda thought that it will be impossible for me to live in such longing. I see that there is one reason why Muchukunda was sleeping for a long time. Two reasons. One is he was fighting and very tired, and therefore he had the blessing from Devata. Let me sleep undisturbed. तो बाद में इंद्र और दानव आएगा और मेरे को उठाएगा तो बेनिडिक्शन मांग लिया, कोई भी उठाएगा तो बोल के भस्म हो जाएगा. Okay, so this is one benediction he asked. Anyone who wakes me so that I can sleep continuously, anyone who wakes me will be burned to ashes. One reason. This is the external reason. What is the internal reason? Gargacharya already predicted that he will see Krishna. But there is a long gap. How will I tolerate such long living without seeing Krishna? Therefore, this arrangement, he slept and so many yugas passed in a moment's time. सो गए तो मालूम नहीं चला ना. सो गए मालूम नहीं चला. तो भगवान के तो विरह में इतना देर गुजारना बड़ा मुश्किल हो जाता था कि सो गए और वो भगवान उधर से हो गए. तो ये भी एक अंतरंग कारण है. दिस इज इंटरनल रीजन फॉर मुचुकुंदा's लॉन्ग स्लीप. निर्जल फास्टिंग, सुबह मंगल आरती का सोया, अगले दिन उठो जूस रेडी. सजेस्ट कर रहे थे टू पास द टाइम क्विकली. निर्जल आ रहे हैं. हाँ, निद्राहार विहार राधि विजितो, तो षड गोस्वामी है. ये थोड़ा एक्सेप्शनल केस है इन द सेंस he is a great devotee of the Lord, but there is going to be a long time, and there is they're not going to be वो बहुत थके भी हुए थे और it would be difficult for him to tolerate. So it's a unique case. It's a unique case where he just passed the whole time in sleeping and Krishna appeared, right, to give him the maturity of his devotion. So he was a great devotee basically. He was a great devotee. But that particular time he passed just sleeping. Several yugas are mentioned. Exactly नहीं है. Everybody mentioned that Krishna appeared, the Mushukunda was there in the beginning of Manvantara. The beginning of Manvantara. That means, and Krishna came in the 28th Yuga cycle, Yuga Yuga. That means 27 into cycles of 4 yugas. इतना समय उनका वेट करना पड़ा था. तो क्या है, हम बोलना आसान है, श्रवण कीर्तन, लेकिन पूरा जनरेशन चेंज हो रहा है एक के बाद पीपल कमिंग गोइंग, सबको रिलेट करना भी मुश्किल होता है ना. तो अपने यार दोस्त लोग छोड़ के जाए, बाद में सब नया आदमी की थोड़ा सोचते यार उनके साथ क्या करूंगा अभी. बड़ा लंबा समय है ना. तो इसलिए भगवान का कृपा जो भी है आप समझिए, तो सब लंबा समय ऐसा पास हो गया चुटकी में और भगवान के दर्शन हो गए. मुझे तो मेरी कोई और पुराण कहीं पे मैंने तो नहीं पढ़ा है, देयर इज सम पुराणिक दृष्टांत. Sorry,
Indra also should not wake him up, no?
Both the reasons I already discussed. Indra should not disturb him, and he can just wait, spend the time and have darshan of Krishna, which is this time too. Yes, Prabhu.
His opponents of renunciation is that Krishna had a power to kill him, but he did not. That is opponents.
Opponent's renunciation here is that Krishna will be defamed. अरे भाग रहे हैं पीछे से, ये भी पीछे से गाली दे रहे हैं,
so for a Kshatriya, to run away in the battlefield is not against the Kshatriya's abhiman. Kshatriya abhiman तो होता है, ये renounce है, कोई कुछ भी कहे, तो भगवान का renunciation भी है, वो हिसाब से. So he is hurling the views, calling him a coward. People may also, all the devotees don't have run sure, other demons will, take this to accuse Krishna. So Krishna the renunciation also. So like that. He renounced also. Yes, Prabhu. Sorry?
Next life, he becomes as Pundalik and in Pandharpur, that devotee. So he
Becomes as Pundalik?
Muchukunda.
Muchukunda.
So I think
He's born as the lady of Vittal, hai?
Bhuvaikuntha, I think it's mentioned.
Yeah.
Bhuvaikuntha, yeah.
Acha, because Lord gives the benediction that you will be born as a Brahmana. And we will both do welfare for the Lord gives him a benediction. That you will be born as a Brahmana in the future. And you will perform welfare activities for the and benefit everyone. And I will always be with you. ऐसा करके benediction है. So again, it's mentioned it's a good link, connecting link. Yes, Prabhu. नहीं माइक ले लीजिए. Online devotees are also hearing.
You mentioned that he was from the beginning of Dabrega.
Huh?
He was present during the beginning of Dabrega and he was sleeping.
In the beginning of not Dwapara, in the beginning of Manvantara. मनवंतरा के बिगिनिंग में थे वो, और ये 28 साइकिल में अभी भगवान आए.
Where it is missing?
हाँ?
Where is
चक्रवर्ती बात के मंत्र में आएगा, पढ़ेंगे हम.
बाद में आएंगे.
आएगा.
Krishna is born in Yadu dynasty. He's mentioning here.
Hmm.
You are born in Yadu dynasty. So what is the blemish here?
No, basically you're born in Vansi Kshatriya, but you are acting like a coward. हाँ ऐसा, coward. Okay, so we will take a break over here. It's 12:19, 12:20. So we'll resume at 12:35. Right? Hare Krishna. इसको ये कर सकते हैं.
Affected. Even we see Shiva getting to some extent affected momentarily by hearing the Daksha's criticism. So what is it the Siddhanta is thinking from last many days? I'm thinking, I'm not clear.
Not boss has to mute. ये करो भी इनको mute कर दिया ना. Okay, so yes, we already had discussed that Lord is not affected in terms of his actions. Like in general, emotionally, he will always be affected. Emotionally, the Varaha, they felt pain. But then, he's not and then we can say he's not unaffected. Unaffected in this terms of the Lord will continue to do what needs to be done. Similarly, the devotees will be affected in terms of emotions in different circumstances. But equanimity means unaffected means continue with your duty. So Lord also continues his duty. He knows he has to kill him, and the best way to kill him and also show to wake up Muchukunda and give mercy. So therefore he exhibits renunciation and then doesn't bother himself. Like that. Kaliyavan. Okay. So as Mr. was saying, Kaliyavan also has a benediction that he will not be killed by weapon. So Yeah, Lord can also kill him without weapon, but he has another purpose to wake up Muchukunda also. And Muchukunda's benediction, he will wake me up will be burned also. So, match kar diya pura. This fellow has to be killed, Muchukunda has to be woken up. And so the Lord does everything he can accomplish. एक लीलाए करें प्रभु कार्य पांच सात, ऐसा भी बताएगा, 4 5 6 कार्य एक साथ कंबाइन कर लेते हैं, मल्टीटास्किंग. Okay, एक लीला वही शत शत धार. Sometimes there are hundreds of streams, means so many wonderful things happening through one लीला. इस तरह का भगवान का लीला का ये है, ग्लोरी है, महिमा है. Okay, so we discussed up to verse 12. So for 2 reasons, Muchukunda has been sleeping. One is demigod had, taken too much favor from him in terms of his exhausted fighting for a long time and didn't want them to disturb. Secondly, he was supposed to see Krishna, but long time is due. वो सो जाओ, इतना लंबा समय भगवान के घर में नहीं पास कर पाएंगे, ऐसा.
I was thinking, is it like the highest stage of separation, like the 9 symptoms? One of the symptoms is like Maran is like a.
Yeah, but it is a very long time. So many.
Sleep is also like type of Maran.
Huh?
Sleep is also like type of death.
Yeah, so नहीं, उसमें मरण नहीं है इन द सेंस कि यहाँ पे एक अच्छा उनको सोल्यूशन मिल गया टाइम काटने का. ये भगवान की कृपा मिलेगी, इतना लंबा समय कैसे काटेंगे, सो के वो टाइम निकाल दिया, ऐसा हो गया. ओके. हाँ,
You mentioned that point that when you see fault in others, it's actually in your fault. Fault is in with you only.
हाँ, we should think like this. We should think like this. But if I'm seeing fault in another, it is fault of my own eyes. It's a good way of thinking.
How to?
No, again, if there is something disturbing us, we can address it. But apart from that, also we keep the nature of the mind is to see dosh here and there. This person is not doing this properly, acting awkwardly, this that. मन का नेचर है कि वो दोष देखता रहता है, नेचर ऑफ द माइंड. So therefore we should know that this is actually a fault of my vision. So in this way we can stop seeing the fault, basically. So Parikshit Maharaj, he asked the question, who was that person, he says, to which family did he belong? किसके बारे में पूछ रहे हैं मुचुकुंदा? What were his powers? And why was he lying in that cave? Whose son was he? And so on. So Shukadeva Goswami informs him that he was Muchukunda, the son of the great Ikshvaku dynasty king named Mandhata. Mandhata, बहुत famous king हुए हैं, Mandhata. In the Ikshvaku dynasty. उनके, yeah, he was born in the Ikshvaku dynasty, the son of Mandhata. And he was very devoted to Brahminical culture, Brahmanya, Satya Sangraha. Brahminical and true to his vow in the battle. Satya Sangraha means battle. He would never leave or always fight on religious backgrounds in the battle. And Indra begged him, such a great king, Indra begged him to fight for the demigods, and save the demigods from the demons. And Mushukunda fought and he defeated the demons for a long time. And when the demigods attained Guham is Kartikeya, as the general, then they said, no, you can, relax. आपको हम अभी free करते हैं इससे. And they glorify him that you neglected your kingdom in the mortal world and you neglected all the personal desires to protect us. But we want to tell you that all your children, queens, relatives, everyone has been swept away by the waves of time. अभी हमको आप बोले अभी आप रिलैक्स करो, लेकिन आपका कोई नहीं है, पूरा सिविलाइजेशन चेंज हो गया है. आप जाओगे तो देखोगे बाप रे सब छोटे छोटे लोग हैं. Compared to him, everyone was half the height. Right? So it will be odd men out over there. पूरा ये हो गया है. So they describe that how the time has consumed all. And there's something described about the time in text 19. Kalo baliyan balinam. Kalo baliyan balinam. Bhavan Ishwara Vyaha. So the time is very strong in the representation of the Supreme Lord. And usually people say that time management. What time management? Time is managing everyone. This. But time is you cannot manage time. Time is managing everyone. Like a person is managing the गाय बकरियों को जैसे चराते हैं ना, बोले कि टाइम जैसे बढ़िया सब गाय बकरियों को जो चराने वाला गाय बकरियों को मैनेज करता है, चलो इधर को चलो, like he just heard all the sheep and the goats. Similarly, the time is managing all the living entities. Time is the manager. That is mentioned. Prajaha kalayate kriman pashupalo yatha pashun. पशुपाल जैसे पशुओं को मैनेज करता है, वैसे टाइम हम सबको मैनेज करता है. ये देवता बोल रहे हैं मुचुकुंदा को यहाँ पे. एंड देन दे से यस,
Muchukunda was born in the Mandata's son.
Son of Mandata.
Mandata means it's Lord Ramachandra's dynasty. So it is not in the beginning of Manvantara. So because as we hear sometimes he was.
आगे ऐसा लिखा है, अब ये ज्योग्राफिकल या ये डिटेल, बिकॉज
नहीं सूर्यवंश तो अभी भी है, बट लॉर्ड रामचंद्र इसमें लिखा है इक्ष्वाकु के 19th जनरेशन में आए थे मंदाता. तो इक्ष्वाकु कब आए थे? तो बिकॉज सन गॉड के जो बेटे विवस्वान, उसके बाद मनु, वैवस्वत मनु, इक्ष्वाकु.
आई अंडरस्टैंड, बट
नहीं अभी नहीं है, बट 23rd में बोलते हैं.
मनवंतर तो यही बोल रहे हैं, ये साइकिल में.
हाँ साइकिल की बात हो रहा है.
ये मनवंतर जो है वो तो इसी की बात कर रहे हैं हम लोग. ये मनवंतर जो मनु का, जो मनवंतर मतलब एक मनवंतर में 71 है ना.
हाँ 71
पॉइंट
समथिंग
71 71 युगा, साइकिल ऑफ 71 दिव्य युगास. उसमें आगे कमेंट्री में आएगा कि मुचुकुंदा appeared in the beginning of the Manvantara. अब 28 साइकिल चल रहा है. ये वैवस्वत मनु की बात कर रहे हैं. हाँ तो वही है. तो अभी राम कब आए वो उसकी क्लैरिटी देखना पड़ेगा.
लॉर्ड राम जनरली हियर 23rd में आए, 23rd में या 24th में आए.
तो वो बिगिनिंग बोल रहे हैं, पर ये तो 23rd भी बिगिनिंग नहीं है. 23rd भी बिगिनिंग नहीं है. तो आगे पढ़ेंगे, फिर आप रिकंसाइल कीजिएगा. ठीक है, आने दो उस समय जब चक्रवर्ती बात की कमेंट्री आएगी. टुवर्ड द एंड ऑफ दिस चैप्टर इट विल कम. ओके, सो हाँ,
planets, he can go to higher planets when we say. So Prabhupada tells that one has to either take that type of body which has that element predominant, or one has to gain the pious merit to enter that area like that. Or someone. So here we see this personality is ascending to higher planet from.
वो तो बुलाया है ना, इनवाइट करेंगे तो क्यों नहीं जाएंगे? खुद से नहीं जा सकते. हायर इनविटेशन आएगा तो कहीं भी जा सकते हैं, है ना. रूपा का एग्जाम्पल देते हैं, अमेरिका वालों पे आपको आने नहीं देगा. कोई भी जो प्रॉस्परस कंट्री है बहुत स्ट्रिक्ट नियम बना के रखती है, सब भिखारी बोले हमारे इधर नहीं आने का, बोलिए, और वो बोलेंगे आप आओ, तो फिर क्या प्रॉब्लम है?
ये जो बॉडी का एक एजिंग रहता है, इफ जस्ट मेरे रूढ़िमेंट, वो एजिंग का जो ये है साइकिल है, वो उसी
एजिंग का साइकिल बोलो या टाइम इज रिलेटिव। यहाँ से कोई वहां गया तो जित उधर थोड़ा टाइम पास हुआ, इधर बहुत ज्यादा टाइम पास हो जाता है, उस टाइम का रिलेटिविटी है। इंस्टेड ऑफ बॉडी एजिंग, इट इज द डिफरेंस इन पासिंग ऑफ द टाइम, डिफरेंस इन पासिंग ऑफ द टाइम। तो उधर गया, उधर एक दिन लगा के आया, अभी तो देखा निकल गए 100 साल निकल गए, इधर कोई पहचान में नहीं आ रहा है। ऐसा है, ऐसा बहुत जगह है। टाइम इज रिलेटिव, time is passing at a different pace over there and a different pace over here, relatively. Okay, like that. Okay, so like everything, all your family relatives swept away by the time ये इन्फॉर्म करते हैं देवता, और फिर they say now you choose a benediction, कुछ भी मांगो, केवल लिबरेशन को छोड़ के बोलते हैं। We cannot liberate since we are, only Lord Vishnu can offer that liberation. So और फिर यहाँ पे सब सुखदेव गोस्वामी नहीं बोलते, so then he asked the benediction that let me go to sleep, and anyone who wakes me up, that person will be burned to ashes. तो ये benediction मांग लेते हैं, और कारण हमने ऑलरेडी डिस्कस किया, ऑलरेडी डिस्कस 2 reasons why he chooses the benediction, such a benediction. So and therefore yeah, so this is the this is the history being described, and this is how Muchukunda went to sleep, and now that has been woken up and burned the Yamuna to ashes. At this point of time, the Supreme Lord came before this Muchukunda. He revealed himself to Muchukunda, and then Muchukunda sees the beauty of the Lord. Again, like the description of the beauty of the Lord. ये देखिए, हो सकता है मुचकुंद also saw the beautiful form of the Lord, एक लाइन में खत्म कर सकते हैं, लेकिन करते नहीं, क्योंकि we have to learn to absorb our mind in such descriptions. दोबारा देखिए, शुरू में 2 बार, तीसरी बार भगवान का सुंदरता का वर्णन आ गया। हाँ, ऑलमोस्ट सेम, पर आप थोड़ा सा डीपली जाएंगे तो सेम नहीं लगेगा। ओके, क्योंकि प्रेम का स्वभाव ही ऐसा है कि हर बार यूनिक है प्रेम वास्तव में। जैसे बच्चा गाएगा, बच्चा माता पिता बोलेंगे बच्चे को नृसिंह आरती गाओ, नृसिंह आरती गाएगा, बाद में बोले अरे कल भी ऐसी गाया था, परसों भी ऐसी गाया था, माँ बोले अरे आज तो और भी अच्छा गाया, आज तो और भी अच्छा गाया। ऐसा स्वभाव है प्रेम का, उसमें the eyes of love we can see there is a difference, the difference in flavor. हर बार एक नया भाव से नया प्रेम उत्पन्न होता है, इस तरह है। ओके, या now read the beauty of the Lord form as seen by Muchukunda now. पहले था it was manifested before Muchukunda, then seen by Muchukunda, now seen by manifested before Kaliyavan, seen by Kaliyavan, and now third is seen by Muchukunda. Read. कौन पढ़ रहा है भाई?
Yes.
Yeah.
As he gazed at the moon, Lord King Muchukunda saw that he was dark blue like a cloud, had 4 arms, and wore a yellow silk garment. On his chest, he bore the Srivatsa mark, and on his neck, the brilliantly glowing Kaustubha gem. Adorned with a Vaijayanti garland, the Lord displayed his handsome, peaceful face, which attracts the eyes of all mankind with shark-shaped earrings and affectionately smiling glance. The beauty of his youthful form was unexcelled, and he moved with the nobility of an angry lion. The highly intelligent king was overwhelmed by Lord's effulgence, which showed him to be invincible.
Expressing his uncertainty, Muchukunda hesitantly questioned Lord Krishna as follows.
If you study the word to word meaning, everything, you will find that this is a unique description of beauty. सेम नहीं है, बाहर से लगता है सेम है, बट each description of Lord beauty is unique. ऐसा. Okay, so now seeing the beautiful form of the Lord which is revealed by the Lord to Muchukunda, the Muchukunda began to question him. So Muchukunda is mentioned in text 26 that Muchukunda had some doubt. What is his doubt? Shankita word is used. See? Shankitaha Shanakai Raja Durdarsham Vatejasa. Seeing the Lord appearance, his influence, his splendor, the Shanka, the doubt came, is he the Supreme Lord? The Supreme Lord. So that doubt came in his intelligence, and therefore he began to question. Shri Muchukunda Uvacha Ko Bhavan Samprapto Upame Padpalashabhyam Charasya Nupantake.
Shri Muchukunda said, who are you who have come to this mountain cave in the forest, having walked on the thorny ground with feet as soft as lotus petals?
सबसे पहले मुचकुंदा बोलते रहे, आप यहाँ कैसे आ गए? आप इतने सॉफ्ट जो है चरण कमल है, जो कोमल चरण कमल है, आप इतना रफ ग्राउंड पे कैसे चल के आ गए? ऐसा मुचकुंदा बोल रहे हैं. हाँ हाँ, ऐसा भगवान ऐसे ही कुछ पहना नहीं था, ऐसा प्रतीत हो रहा है यहाँ पे. हाँ, ओ द लॉर्ड इज बेयरफुट. ओके, चेक कर लीजिए, बट यहाँ पे प्रतीत हो रहा है कि भगवान इस बेयरफुट. ओके, 28. सो वो उनसे कुछ सवाल पूछते हैं मुचुकुंदा. आर यू द पोटेंसी ऑफ द पोटेंट बीइंग, और यू एज पावर, और यू पावरफुल गॉड ऑफ फायर? अग्निदेव है कि आप, या सूर्य देव है, या महेंद्र है, या चंद्र है, चंद्रदेव है, और आर यू सम लोकपाल? द लोकपाल इज द रूलिंग देवता ऑफ सम प्लेनेट. सो ही जस्ट इंक्वायरिंग आउट ऑफ क्यूरियोसिटी कि आप कौन है. यू आर नॉट ऑर्डिनरी पर्सन, आप कोई बहुत बड़े लोकपाल दिखाई दे रहे हैं. And then he says, Mriye Tvam Deva Devanam Trenam Purusharbham. I feel you are the supreme Lord among the three deities. Among Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, you seem to be Vishnu. And you are driving away the darkness of this cave. And also, what is meant here is, the heart is also considered like a cave. So you are driving away the darkness of my heart, which is also like a cave. Chittu Guhera Kare Nash. Chitta is described as Guha, cave. So, therefore, it is said that the ordinary sun can dissipate darkness, but it cannot dissipate the darkness within the cave. Sunday doesn't go there. But the mercy of the Lord is greater than the sun rays also. All the comparison is given, but mercy of the Lord is even more penetrating than the sun rays. It removes the darkness within a deep cave also, which is our heart. So therefore, saying you must be Supreme Lord, you are removing the darkness from the cave of my heart, not just from this cave, deep within my heart. So therefore he says, oh, best among men, if you like, please describe the truth of your birth, activity and lineage. I want to hear, where are you born and what are your activities and your lineage and so on. Okay, so text 30th. Here, It is said that the word Shushrutam, please describe to us. You see the word Shushrutam, Abhyalikam, Asmakam, Narpangava. So please describe to us the term Shushrutam, to us who are sincerely eager to hear, indicates that Muchukunda is inquiring in a noble way for his own and others' benefit. अच्छा भाव है ना? So two things. तो वो अस्माकम बोल रहे हैं, सुश्रुता और अस्माकम प्लूरल में बोल रहे हैं, प्लूरल में. आप हमें बताइए. तो he is, that shows that he is a royal person. मतलब he is not alone, one sense, you know, उसका status, this plural use also indicates the royalty, royal status. Yeah, so King was alone, but he is not a loner as such. He is a royal person. So this term is used in terms of royalty, and also secondly, in terms of he is inquiring not for his own sake, also for others also. तो इसलिए भी प्लूरल हो गया. प्लूरल में दोनों आ गए यहाँ पे भाव. एक रॉयल्टी का भाव है, दूसरा सामूहिक उसके लिए बेनिफिट के लिए पूछ रहे हैं, फॉर एवरीवन बेनिफिट. So two things come over here. And also he said, Vam tu Purusha Vyagra. अच्छा हमने 30th तक का किया ना? 30th. And in 31, then he says, as for ourselves, the tiger among men, we belong to the family of fallen Kshatriyas, descendants of King Ikshvaku. My name is Muchukunda, my lord, and I am the son of Yavanashva. हाँ, मंधाता का शायद और भी नाम होगा. हाँ?
Yes, Prabhu, that's in the next purport.
So Yavanashva is another Mandhata.
Mandata.
Yavanashva. Huh? Yavanashva, Mandhata, the son of Yuvan. There is Yuvanashva and Yavanashva. So Mandhata का ही नाम यौवनाश्व है, उसके फादर का नाम युवनाश्व है. मंधाता के फादर का नाम युवनाश्व है, तो मंधाता का नाम भी यौवनाश्व है. तो मंधाता के नाम है दूसरा ये. हाँ, ऐसा ऐसा ऐसा. तो युधिष्ठिर महाराज को पांडवा भी बोला जा सकता है, पांडु के पुत्र पांडवा, ऐसा नाम उनका अपना पर्सनल नाम युधिष्ठिर. वन इज लीनिएज नेम, वन इज पर्सनल नेम. Okay, so actually he asked questions. First Muchukunda asks the Lord, please tell me, you know, your birth, activities, your lineage. But then he sees that Krishna is silent. Therefore he thought appropriate, first let me introduce myself. वैसे भी एटिकेट हो, सीनियर आदमी इंट्रोडक्शन पूछने से पहले अपने आप को इंट्रोड्यूस करना चाहिए. There is some senior devotee and all that, we don't know that. We can first introduce ourselves and then say, I like to know about you also. ऐसा. तो अपने आप को इंट्रोड्यूस किया, फिर पहले उनसे पूछा आप कौन है, फिर बोले मैं बताता हूँ मैं कौन. उनका साइलेंस देख करके. सो ऑल्सो सॉरी, हाँ, no, one should introduce oneself humbly. और फिर से शत्रु बांधवा. अपना बखान नहीं करना चाहिए कि मैं के या so like that. So one should introduce oneself humbly. पूरा, हाँ, पूरा ऐसा नहीं कि 2 पेज का इंट्रोडक्शन पढ़ के बताता हूँ आपको. So just in few words you could introduce yourself, low profile introduction. फिर से शत्रु बांधवा, वम तू पुरुष व्याघ्र एक्शवा कहा शत्रु बांधवा. अपने लीनिएज तो सही बताना ही है ना. This is my lineage, but I am just a fallen Kshatriya. He describes Shatra Bandhava. So Vishwanath Thakur says this shows his humility also. Muchukunda expresses humility. Okay, but he express his royal position also, his royal lineage and so on. And then he describes that how I was fatigued for a long time. And then after that, I asked a benediction and slept here in this way. And now just someone woke me up over here. And then he said, that man who woke me up has been burned to ashes by the action of his own sins. Text 33. Right? That person got burnt by his own sins. So Devotee described that no one can harm us except for ourselves in this world. It's actually a fact. Sometimes we think there's external threat which is growing. But there is no threat bigger than our own. No one can harm us except our own self. बोल रहे हैं ना, देखिए यहाँ भी बोल रहे हैं, मुचुकुंदा भी बोल रहे हैं, they have been burned to ashes by their own sins. It's not my glance. Not my glance. Because the laws of nature are such that if someone has harmed us, it is because we deserve that. We have done that something to earn that. Right? So therefore, no one can harm us except our own self. Therefore, we should take the responsibility on ourselves for our position.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji,
Yes.
can I ask a question over here?
Okay. Yes, Mother Krishna Rupa. Yes, you can speak loudly. You are muted.
Okay, sorry, Prabhuji. I beg apologies. Prabhuji, this Muchukunda, is he the son of King Mandhata?
Yes, son of King Mandhata.
He is the brother also to Ambrish Maharaj? Someone had
Our
heard
Prabhu,
that he is
our Kadam Kanan Prabhu said he heard somewhere. Huh? Okay, so Ambrish, there will be another Ambrish also. So it's not has to be the same Ambrish.
Okay. Because I was confused. I had heard somewhere very faintly many years back.
Yeah.
He is the brother of Ambrish. Now only that Ambrish, but Ambrish.
Could be different than the Ambrish we have heard about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. So, yeah. So now he introducing himself and describing what all happened and what happened just now, that this person got burned to ashes by the result of his own sin. Yeah. And then he says, but by seeing, then Muchukunda praises the Lord, but by seeing your brilliant effulgence, which is very overwhelming, and I'm not able to look at you, O exalted one, you are to be honored by all embodied beings. So Muchukunda is glorifying the Lord. Just in this way, being introduced and being addressed by the Lord, by Muchukunda, the Lord began now to speak. Text 35. Evam sambhashitoravya bhagavan bhutavavana Vityahi prahasamvanya Vedanado gabhira. Thus addressed by the king, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, origin of all creation, smiled and then replied to him in a voice as deep as the rumble of clouds. Okay, so the Lord begins to speak. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Janma Karma Vidhanani Santunanga Sahasrasaha नाशक्यन्ते संख्यातुम् अनन्तत्वानामयाभिः
the Supreme Lord said, "My dear friend, I have taken thousands of births, lived thousands of lives, and accepted thousands of names. In fact, my births, activities, and names are limitless, and thus even I cannot count them."
Okay, so uh, so it said Muchukunda, he had no pride, but he spoke, in a showing his position. He showed his position of of a king and the royal lineage. Though he humbly also called him Shatra Bandhava, but then he expressed his royal position. So therefore Krishna says, though Muchukunda is completely devoid of pride, he showed his position to me. I am also devoid of pride. I will also show my position to him. Right? So that means Krishna reciprocates. Yesa mam rupadhante tam seva bhajamyaham. So Krishna also speaks in a royal way, and he also shows his position by showing that actually I have taken thousands of births, lived thousands of lives, accepted thousands of names. I can't even count them. They're so limitless. Na shakyantenu sankhyatum. I cannot enumerate them. And therefore, what should I describe? Okay, and then the Lord says, in time, if some people are able to count the particle of dust, still they will not be able to finish counting their glories. Where is this said? Any other place this Siddhanta is described? Where in 11th canto? Yogindras? You know that you can find out the verse. Brahmaji also says, yes. Where does Brahmaji says?
Prayers, sorry. 10.14.7 hours.
Okay, good. 10.14.7. Gunatmanaste gunan vimatum tattvavati nasya shreyasya kanen yarva vimita sukalpar bhupam chivakhe mihika duhasya. Like that. Brahmaji says, I'll read the translation. In time, learned philosophers or scientists might be able to count all the atoms of the earth, the particles of snow, or perhaps even the shining molecule radiating from the sun. Each one is more subtler than other. Particle of dust तो फिर भी अलग अलग कर सकते हैं. स्नो फ्लेक को कैसे अलग अलग करेंगे, है ना? और फिर सन रेज में जो पार्टिकल है उसको तो बात ही मत करो. One is increasing order of difficulty, but still they may be able to count. But among those learned men, who could possibly count the unlimited transcendental qualities possessed by you, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who have descended onto the surface of the earth for the benefit of living entities? So therefore, this Siddhanta, probably this Siddhanta maybe have been said a few more times. If you find the verse, then share with us tomorrow. 11.4.2. Okay, read loudly. Take the microphone and read. Take the microphone and read. 11.4.2.
Translation.
Okay, translation putting.
Anyone trying to enumerate or describe fully the unlimited qualities of unlimited Supreme Lord has the intelligence of a foolish child. Even if a great genius could somehow or other, after a time-consuming endeavor, count all the particles of dust on the surface of earth, such a genius could never count the attractive qualities of the personality of Godhead, who is the reservoir of all potencies.
Okay, good. 11.4.2 also. Same, quite. Same Siddhanta being proved.
Anashish.
But I can give us pencil. Show, give me the pencil. Yeah. Anand Sheikh also cannot enumerate and count. सहस्र वदन यदि कहे अनंत एक दिन लीला तबू नहीं पाए अंत कोटि युग पर्यंत यदि लिखे गणेश एक दिन लीला तबू नहीं पाए शेष. So that is CC में भी है same सिद्धांत. Anant and Ganesh. Anant cannot also describe fully, and Ganesh also cannot write fully. और टू स्पीक ऑफ फुली, एक दिन का पूरा नहीं कर सकते बोलते हैं। अच्छा, ये सश्र बदन यदि कहे अनंत, ये इसका वर्स नंबर ढूंढना पड़ेगा, मैं देख के बताता हूँ। ओके, अंत्य 18.14, यस अंत्य 18.14, 13 and 14, no? 13, 14, अंत्य 13 and 14, 18.13 and 14. Oh, okay. No, this is, yeah, 11:4:2. Fine. So in this way, the Lord speaks. My names, my activities, my qualities are unlimited and no one can count them. And he says, yes, the great sages try to enumerate my birth and activities which are taking place continuously, but they cannot reach the end of it. So in this way, the Lord described the truth of his birth and activities. But then he says, yes, since you asked the question, I'll tell you about my present birth and activities. After answering in a philosophical way, the Lord also gives the practical answer. 39 and 40. Can someone loudly read?
Nonetheless, O friend, I will tell you about my current birth, name, and activities. Kindly hear. Some time ago, Lord Brahma requested me to protect religious principles and destroy the demons who were burdening the earth. Thus, I descended in the Yadu dynasty in the home of Anakabundavi. Indeed, because I am the son of Vasudev, people call me Vasudev.
Okay. So then the Lord tells how, being requested by Brahma, I have descended in the Yadu dynasty and my name is Vasudev. Read further, 42.
I have killed Kalanemi, reborn as Kamsa, as well as Pralamba and other enemies of the pious. And now, O king, this barbarian has been burnt to ashes by your piercing glance.
Okay. Or actually means it is Ancha I killed them through your glance. That also can be understood. So I have destroyed the burden of earth I am removing, and this also I killed through your glance. Further, okay, let's recite 42. So hum tavane, wait, repeat behind me. So hum tavanugrahartham ऊहामेतामुपागतः प्रार्थितः प्रचुरं पूर्वं त्वहं भक्तवत्सलः.
Since in the past you repeatedly prayed to me, I have personally come to this cave to show you mercy, for I am affectionately inclined to my devotees.
Yeah. So the Lord says, because you have prayed to me, prachuram, prarthita prachuram purvam. So we all pray to the Lord and we sometimes feel, well, Lord is not listening. Probably it's not prachur, not sufficient. There are four qualities of prayer actually, as Vedacharya shows. When those four qualities are present, then the Lord answers them for sure. What are those four qualities? It is described that, yeah, he says, Yahara tulasi jale yahara hunkare sagana sahite chaitanyara. He said, निरंतर सदन्य करीबा निवेदन, निरंतर सदन्य करीबा निवेदन, intensely, continuously, humbly. Advaitacharya, he takes a resolve that I will what kind of worship will bring impel Krishna? Right? I'm just not able to recall the first line where he describes. Huh? Oh, Shuddha Bhave. Yeah, with purity. So Shuddha Bhave Kariba Krishnera Aradhan निरंतर सदन्या करीबा निवेदन. तो ये श्लोक में चार क्वालिटीज आ गई. शुद्ध भावे करीबा श्लोक नंबर हाँ 3.101. Yeah. So there is a quality of purity, quality of continuity, and humbly and intensely. So there are four things. He prays here also. Prachura means that we continue to pray as long as they are not fulfilled. So it may take a long time sometimes. Lord says, you prayed for a long time. It's like Rupa and Sanatan were sending the letter, continuously they were praying. That means prachuram. That is continuity. So one should pray with humility, with continuity, with intensity and purity, Shuddha Bhav. So then is humility. So in this way, when prayer is offered continuously, with intensity and with the purity of the heart and also with the humble attitude, then the Lord answers those prayers. Here one quality is mentioned that you prayed repeatedly, means prachuram, बहुत प्रार्थना की आपने. And other qualities, of course, were present. Right? He was praying such a long time. It was also with humility, purity, and intensity. So when this prayers have these four qualities, then the Lord, it compels the Lord. And the Lord, he is attracted or he becomes obliged to answer those prayers. So yes, if we are offering our prayer, we should check that we have imbibed these four qualities. Or if you ask someone that you should pray to the Lord for this, but pray like this. Pray in following the footsteps of Advaita Acharya. Pray continuously, prachuram, humbly, intensely, and with purity. Text 43. So then the Lord says, no, you choose benediction. The Lord says that I have appeared before you to show mercy because you prayed like that, and I am very affectionate to my devotees. Now please choose the benediction. The Lord says, one who has satisfied me never again laments. And it is described that you may satisfy somebody and that person gives you something, but it all will perish. Whatever the Lord gives is imperishable. Therefore, a person will not have to lament. So therefore, one who has satisfied me will not lament, Lord says. Therefore, you ask a benediction. And thus, now again, Muchukunda will speak. And now Muchukunda offers beautiful prayers from verse 47 to 45 to 57. 13 prayers of Muchukunda. Shishuka uvacha iti yuktastam pranamyaha Muchukundo upavanditaha
Shukdev Goswami said, Muchkunda bowed down to the Lord when he heard this. Remembering the words of the sage Karga, he joyfully recognized Krishna to be the Supreme Lord Narayan. The king then addressed him as follows.
Okay, so now earlier he asked, he already had a doubt, he's the Supreme Lord. Earlier, but he asked him several questions. Are you Agni, Surya, Chandra, Indra? But then he now recalled, oh, Gargacharya told me I will have darshan of Krishna in the 20th millennium. He is Krishna, Supreme Lord himself. तो याद आ गया उनको गर्गाचार्य के वर्ड याद आ गए पर अभी पूरा रिकलेक्ट हो गया और वैसे भी already his conscience or his inner heart is saying he is Supreme Lord. तो गर्गाचार्य के वर्ड से कंफर्म हो गया तो प्रॉब्लली भूल गए थे थोड़ा समय के लिए वो याद आ गया उनको इट्स नाउ गुरु मुनि हाँ ये ऋषि मुनि कौन कौन से सभी समय प्रबंध है कृष्ण का भी ये करते हैं नामकरण और तभी भी बिकॉज some of these sayings live through the whole mantra. There are some posts which last for full mantra. Some of the sages also like that. Varvarshi. Okay, so now he remembered and now begins to offer prayers. श्रीमुचुकुंद उवाच ये भाई फोन किसका बज रहा है? ओके प्रभु बाहर का है, अपना ही है. ओके या विमोहितं विमोहितोऽयं जन ईश मायया जगात्वान्न भजत्यनर्थभृत् सुखाय दुःख प्रभवेषु सज्जते पुरुषस्य वञ्चितः पुरुषस्य वञ्चितः.
Sri Muchkunda said, O Lord, the people of this world, both men and women, are bewildered by your illusory energy. Unaware of their real benefit, they do not worship you, but instead seek happiness by entangling themselves in family affairs, which are actually sources of misery.
Okay, people people in this world do not know their benefit. People in this world are bewildered. Where else in Bhagavatam this is said? Wait, raise your hand. Online, I would like to hear some answer from devotees attending online.
Question again.
हाँ ये देखो, अभी मेरे को बोले क्वेश्चन नहीं पूछ लिया आपने. बोले उत्तर क्या दें, आपका क्वेश्चन ही नहीं सुना. Okay. So the question is, here Muchukunda is saying that people do not know their real benefit in worshipping you, and thus they are bewildered. They think happiness is the source of misery. So any of this Siddhant being mentioned in text 45, where else in Bhagavatam that is mentioned?
Sukhaya karmani karoti loko. Vidurji is saying to Maitreya that people want happiness, endeavor for happiness, and instead of getting happiness, they get more and more miserable.
Okay, good. There is one page is mentioned. Yes, someone else online?
Putrashisha Sruti Sukha Mrigatrishni Rupa.
Yes, speak now. Kutrashisha, where is happiness in the material world? Is it by? Who recites this verse?
This is Prahlad Maharaj.
Prahlad Maharaj, yes. So say recite it once again and say the meaning.
Kutrashisha Sruti Sukha Mrigatrishni Rupa Vedam Kalevaramidam Ashesha Rujam Viroha Nirvidyate Natjanoida Piti Vidvan Kamanalam Madhulavai Shamayanduravaih.
Read the loudly.
So he says that there is only search for happiness here, but the search never ends. Mrigatrishni Rupa, like in the desert, one is running behind the mirage, but never finds water.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, we could read the full translation also. This is 7:9:25. 7:9:25. Okay, so Prahlad Maharaj says people do not know the real benefit. Prahlad Maharaj described the situation, how people are entangled in the real world, in the family life, accepting. So, not every Swartha Gatam Vishnu. People do not know the real Swarth is in serving Lord Vishnu. also describing the symptoms of human species. Lecturer says, Rajo Adhika, Karma Para, Dukheja Sukhamanina. This is typical of human beings. Rajo Adhika, Karma Para. There is, human society means passionate, and they are Karma Parayan, work is worship. And they consider the sources of misery to be their happiness. Dukheja Sukhamanina. This is typical of human species. This is in the context of describing the characteristics of different species. तो ये ह्यूमन स्पीशीज के 3 सिम्टम दिए हैं. हाँ 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 लॉर्ड ब्रह्मा. हाँ द सेम थर्ड 397 है. या सिमिलर. हाँ okay. So 397 also describes, you can put that as a reference. And Maitre also describes. So many places this Siddhant comes. Okay, so another word is कर्म. रजो अधिका कर्म परा दुखे चा सुखमानिना. देखिए कौन से टॉन्ट में है. रजो अधिका कर्म परा. सर्च कीजिए. से द वर्ड्स नंबर.
It is
3:10:26 में भी ये बताया हुआ है कि ऐसा ह्यूमन consider the sources of misery to be their happiness.
Prabhuji, is this also shloka relevant? Jalam tad udbhavas channam.
Say the shloka again.
Prabhuji, 7th canto only, 13th chapter, Prabhuji.
7:13 point.
Jalam tad udbhavas channam. Hitvagno jala kamayaya. Mrigatrishnam upadhavet.
Okay.
I don't remember the last line, only 3 lines I remember. Sorry.
What's the verse number? Can someone tell? 7:13.
Tat anyatra drik swatah. Yes. It is
Tat anyatra drik swatah.
7:13:29, Prabhuji.
7:13:29. So which reads what the 7:13:29 says.
That this deer, no, because of ignorance, he cannot see there is water which is covered by grass. And
But
then
water elsewhere, the living and material body does not see the happiness within himself, but runs after happiness in the material world. Yeah, perfect. Same thing. Sukhaya dukha pravesha sajjate. Same thing. This also shloka applies. Madhavan gives this Siddhant so many places. We can find more than 50 references actually in Bhagavatam. Right? So this is also very good reference. Thank you.
Prabhuji, in fact, even the very first shloka also, Janmadi Yasya, that also does apply. We find some water and
Okay, private reflection kind of.
yes.
Yeah, basically this world is false. There's a more broader Siddhant. This world actually is false, like a river. There is no, although it appears to be real, but it is false. In terms of its manifestation and the promise of enjoyment which the world gives. Not in terms of the energy. But manifestation are temporary and the promises which the manifested forms give are also false. Right. First verse also describes the false nature of the material world. Broad. So that is more broader. Okay. Yes. So we go to the text 2. So this is the first prayer. So basically you read some prayer, you can try to recall where else this is not being spoken in Bhagavatam, CC, right? And when you study, then your understanding will be broadened and also deepened. Both ways, right? So you can broaden your understanding and deepen your understanding by other references and then read and then study like that. So therefore I asked you, and we got so many references of verses. And you have just 5-6 verses you can give in Bhagavatam class because there will be many aspects of it. Right? So, text 46. Vadvajanabhillavamatramanusham katanchidavyandamayatnato niva Padarabindam nabhajatta sannate Rahandakupe patito yatha pashuhi.
That person has an impure mind who, despite having somehow or other automatically obtained the rare and highly evolved human form of life, does not worship your lotus feet. Like an animal that has fallen into a blind well, such a person has fallen into the darkness of a material home.
Okay, so he is pitying that person also and saying that person is impure in mind. He obtained the greatest opportunity, and that too without any effort. I mean, human birth मिल गया, got the best opportunity without much effort, but still that person wasted it. So basically, he is lamenting for such a person. You can compare to a person. Suppose there is one big ball, and there are gold and the diamond being also sold. Mall होता है ना, everything in a big mall is being sold. And he said, चलो 2 मिनट में जो आपका उठा लिया आपका हो गया. And that person goes and pick a vada pav and start eating. अरे बाबा इधर कितना गोल्ड डायमंड था, तुम क्या क्या हासिल कर लेता था, तुम वो 2 मिनट में वड़ा पाव ही खाया. So that's like human life he got. He could have obtained Vaikuntha, above Vaikuntha's, the parents of the Lord, one birth, but qualified. वड़ा पाव खाने में टाइम वेस्ट कर दिया पूरा. So the sense was so like that. So this shows extreme foolishness of a person who wastes human form of life. So therefore, Bhagavatam reminds us again and again that we have a very brilliant opportunity. Please understand that every minute, every second is very precious. There is one verse which I read long back, which struck me, which says, the greatest loss, so hanishtan hachibram, so moha, such a vibrama. The greatest loss, the greatest illusion, the greatest anomaly is that moment which is wasted in human form of life without remembering the Lord. So hanishtam hachibram, so moha, such a vibrama. चेक कीजिए वर्स का, ये कहीं पे कोटेड है, मूल वर्स नहीं है, ये पर्पट में कोटेड है. सो हानिस तन्म छिद्रम.
Prabhuji, second canto, second chapter, third shloka.
दिस इज पर्पट में है ना, या मूल श्लोक है? Yeah, 2936. It is quoted in the purport. Vishnu Puran का वर्स है, quoted in the purport. I remember it's not Bhagavata verse. Vishnu Puran का वर्स है 2936 purport. So hanistam chidram so moha sacha vibrama yam muhurtam shanam vapi vasudevam na chintayet. If a moment, even if for a moment remembering the Vasudeva, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is missed, that is the greatest loss, greatest illusion and the greatest anomaly. सबसे बड़ा जो लॉस है, सबसे बड़ा बिजनेस लॉस. हाँ, पौराष्ट्रक में भी है. हाँ, अहो दुखम महादुखम दुखा दुखतरम यथा विस्मृतम काचार्थम विस्मृतम रत्न हरे नाम एव केवलम. रत्न को भूल गए, सोचा ये कांच है. दिस इज द ग्रेटेस्ट दुख. राइट, केवल अष्टकम ऑल्सो. हाँ, काफी इसमें विष्णु पुराण 2936 में। हाँ वो भी अरे बहुत बड़ा परपेट है वो है। इतना परपेट कोई पढ़ता भी नहीं है, इसलिए कि जिसने देखा ही नहीं है श्लोक। बहुत बड़ा परपेट है वो, बहुत बड़ा परपेट है। हाँ ये जिज्ञासा में चतुर्वेदी के अंदर परपेट में है। सोहानिस्तन्मः छिद्रम सोमोहचता विब्रह्म। Okay. Yes. Yes, Prabhu. Take the microphone, others can't hear you.
The rarity is evaluated like that 4 lakh out of 8 points per. Is it like that when we say rarity of human life?
Well, there is rarity both ways. First of all, it is 1 in 84 lakh in that cycle of 1 in 84 lakh. And the population of each species is much more also in general. Yeah, so human birth is very rare, is obtained after really long time.
It is only because generation is only that's why it's important.
Yeah, only only found one can be liberated, though there are some exceptions. Animal birds can some also be liberated by mercy of Vaishnavas. By mercy of the Lord in the Vaishnavas.
They will again get human form. No? Like even Bharat Maharaj could not be liberated in
डॉग को सीधा वैकुंठ भेज दिया ना।
हाँ वो
तो वैकुंठ पे चढ़ाएगा, सीधा कुकुर को वैकुंठ भेज दिया। शिवानंद सेन की कृपा।
That is प्रकट लीला।
हाँ असली में महाप्रभु मतलब भगवान की विशेष कृपा और वैष्णव की भी कृपा से किसी भी स्पीशीज से जा सकते हैं, वो एक्सेप्शन है सिर्फ। जनरल भी ह्यूमन फॉर्म से जाएंगे, जनरल रूल। Okay, Hare Krishna. So actually, I would like to end the meeting here, and tomorrow we'll continue with the prayers, the very beautiful prayers of Muchukunda. And if any questions, we'll continue from tomorrow, because I have another meeting at 1:45. It's already 1:42. So today somehow, back to back. I also after this meeting, I have another class also at 3:15, whatever. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. We'll continue tomorrow from here. And any question, any discussion, we'll take up tomorrow. Hare Krishna. जय ग्रंथरा श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, जय गौर प्रेमानंदे। हरे कृष्ण।
Oh, no, they walk this. Oh, okay.